What's going on? Welcome to Thumb Tacos. My name is Jared. Today I got 6 tips for beginners in Facebook gaming. These tips are going to get you guys set up and ready to go, ready to rock. And at the end, I'm going to talk about something that's a little bit of an oversight for most streamers. We don't talk about this openly enough, so I'm going to bring some awareness to a touchy subject at the end of this video. Facebook gaming is a very odd platform. It's very different compared to YouTube or to Twitch. It's kind of cluster F, not going to say it, but it is kind of messy. There's an algorithm. It's wonderful. It pushes you out there. It gets you new viewers every time you stream, and it really does. It actually does this. The problem is it's throwing you out to a bunch of people that aren't really looking to watch streamers. So that's the hurdle that us as streamers have to get over to get new viewers in and to get new followers and get new people into our chats. Now, when you start off in Facebook gaming, if you are brand new to the platform and you can be extremely engaging, those are the ones that skyrocket up, get supporter level, get partnered. Let's dive right into it. Tip number 1, you got to pick a name and you got to pick your brand. These things need to go hand in hand. You have to have something that reflects your personality, your stream, and your branding and logo and everything else has to match out with what you're trying to create as a content creator. So make sure that if you're going to be a horror streamer, you don't have light colored flowers, or if you're going to be an RPG player and you got a bunch of guns and stuff, like really think about the brand that you want to develop. Think about the logo you want and try to put it all together so everything makes sense. Color schemes, attitude, everything has to fall in line to really make sense. All right, tip number 2, Streamlabs versus OBS Studio. Okay, this is a huge debated topic. Honestly, I'm going to put it to you this way. There's benefits to both, for sure. And honestly, you should take the time to learn both platforms. Yeah, I should definitely learn both platforms. Why haven't I yet? All right, so with OBS Studio, you're going to get a little more customizability. You're going to be able to tweak different things that you can't on Streamlabs. It's more detailed, it's more involved, and it's easier on your CPU. See, that's the biggest thing to pay attention to. If you're on the edge of what your computer can handle, going with OBS Studio might save the day. Streamlabs, on the other hand, is incredibly plug and play. You can get overlays and transitions, everything that you need at the click of a button. It's extremely fast and ready to go. But like I said, the problem is it eats up your CPU, and then you're kind of limited on what you can actually do with Streamlabs. You can always upgrade it. OBS Studio is still free. Streamlabs, if you want to get the real goods out of it, you might have to pay the premium. It's all good food for thought. You really want to know these platforms in and out. So if you're going to go Streamlabs or OBS Studio or both, which I actually recommend learning both, make sure you take the time to learn all the ins and outs because you're going to have problems. It's going to crash. It will fail. Both of them fail. Streamers complain about both these things all the time. OBS screws up, Streamlabs screws up constantly. Just be aware of that. Just think about your tech ability, and if you don't know much, you might be easier on Streamlabs. Tip number 3. We can talk about overlays a little bit, but if you're planning on being a modern streamer, the easiest thing you can do is have your 16:9 ratio over your screen, full across, and just use a basic webcam in a corner or somewhere out of the way from important information of gameplay. This is the bare bones minimum requirement on Facebook gaming to stream where people can see your face and still engage with you as a streamer. You don't need all the extra stuff. It will come. You will want this stuff and you'll be able to place it in there. But if you just want to start today, if you're going modern, you don't necessarily need an overlay. You just need your camera and your gameplay. And then you can add in the frames and everything else as time goes on. But here's the kicker. If you're going to start off and you're going to be a retro streamer and you're going to have that 4:3 aspect ratio, it's not going to fit on the display. So for any retro streamers out there that are going to use that aspect ratio, I do recommend actually learning or setting up some type of overlay system so you can have something that looks appropriate or has some type of appeal to it that is camera framing and game framing. You want to be facing your game. If your gameplay is here, you want to be facing that gameplay. If your gameplay is over here, you want to be facing that gameplay all the time. Do not do this where you're staring at a wall. Don't stare at walls. You want to stare at your gameplay. So look at your overlays and pay attention to that. That's a little tip. It's always just a little bit awkward seeing streamers have their gameplay here and they're looking the other way. I don't know what. Maybe it's my own personal taste, but I've actually heard a lot of other streamers and viewers make fun of this. So something to be aware of. Tip number 4. You want to set up a Streamlabs account whether or not you're going with Streamlabs. Because if you go online and you set up a Streamlabs account, this is your key to getting sound alerts for new likes and engagement on your page. And when you are starting off and streaming on Facebook Gaming, this is your window for engagement. You're not going to have a lot of people talking. Not a lot of people are going to be coming through. But at least with this, anytime somebody likes the stream, their name can show up on the screen and you can thank them for it directly while looking at the camera and being like, hey, thanks, Bob, for that like, or whatever it be. You have to bridge the gap between you as a streamer and your viewers coming in. So this is awesome to set up and have, especially in the beginning. Now, after you do this for a while, then you're going to learn how to do variants of sound alerts. And then after variants, you can start doing custom sound alerts. But to just get the bare bones setup, they have plenty of options for you to stand out a little bit with some excitement on your stream. Tinker around with it. It's Streamlabs. Set up the account. It's super easy. Just get in there and you will figure it out. I promise you. It's just a few clicks away. Otherwise, check out YouTube. There are tons of videos on how to set up alerts to your stream, whether you're using OBS or Streamlabs. Tip number 5. Your microphone, believe it or not, is the most important part of all the hardware that you're going to have on your stream. Do not cheap out on your microphone. Do not use some crappy headset or your Apple earbuds or whatever. Trust me. Have the best voice you can bring to your stream. It stands out and makes you sound so much more professional than the people that don't have it. It's funny to me when I see somebody put so much work in an overlay and their audio sounds like shit. It is always backwards because we always think with our eyes, but it's the sound that will drive people away from your stream. If you have any kind of weird things going on audio-wise, you will lose viewership. So really pay attention to your audio levels and pick a microphone that makes sense with your voice. Spend at least $100 on a microphone. I'm not kidding. If any kind of USB microphone that's about $100, you'll probably be able to get a decent sound out of it. And then go into your OBS or Streamlabs and look for the filters. You will see audio filters that you can tinker with. I have other videos on my channel about this stuff, so make sure you check the channel out. Pick a microphone that's about $100. Blue Yeti will get you where you need to be. If you can go a little fancier, Elgato Wave 3 is excellent, and it comes with a lot of tools to make you sound even better. And then, of course, learn about the plugins. You're going to hear that word from time to time from YouTube videos. Plugins are extensions that you can add to OBS. So Reaper plugins, if you Google Reaper plugins, you can add plugins to your Streamlabs or your OBS and use them. So it gives you an EQ, a better compressor, and a noise gate. Those are kind of the big ones. And then, of course, limiter. I can't tell you how to set those up directly. I can just give you hints that you're going to want to tinker with it and experiment. See, what works for my voice or what works for this microphone is not going to work with what you have. This is a dynamic mic, which is way far away from a Blue Yeti. You guys will figure it out. Go tinker with the audio sounds. Listen with your ears, not your eyes. Okay? That's really important for audio. Listen with your ears, not your eyes. All right, let's move on. The final tip. Tip number 6. Before you go live, I want you guys to be aware of something. Now, this goes across all streaming platforms, but Facebook is exceptional to this. Facebook is incredibly aggressive with ups and downs. It is a roller coaster ride when you stream on Facebook. You will get thrown so many viewers one night, and next day you will get jack. It hurts your soul. It beats you down some nights. You can try and you're not going to get anywhere with this platform. Then other times it seems effortless and things just happen. Be aware of these issues. Don't get burnt out. Don't blame yourself for every bad stream that you may or may not have. Honestly, if you can objectively look at your streams and watch the playbacks and be like, hey, I was talking, the people that were there had fun, then you're doing it okay. You're doing a good job. Don't beat yourself up if you have low views. Views and follower counts don't mean a damn thing in this platform. There are partnered streamers right now that are streaming to 15 people. There are streamers that have less than 500 followers that are streaming to 150 people. It makes no sense at all. So when you come into this platform, just focus on your brand, focus on your stream, your communities. That is how you can find success on this. It's not about the numbers. I can't express that enough. If you number chase this whole way through this experience of streaming on Facebook, it's going to kill you. It's going to drive you insane. And then you're going to make the mistake of jumping over to Twitch and realizing that Facebook was fluffing your numbers to a bit to make it seem like things were better than they were. For some reason, Facebook counts 3-second views, which makes no sense to me. Why would you tell us about 3-second views unless you want people to feel like they're doing a good job? And that's the key right there. They want you to feel like you're kicking butt, but a 3-second view is not a view that you want. Pay attention to your 1-minute views. Pay attention to your comments and your reactions. If you start seeing those going up in little increments, everything else doesn't matter. So even the drops with the views going like this have no real bearing on how you're doing as a streamer. And like I said, if you can watch your content back and you can be like, I was engaging, I talked to the chat had fun, we got laughs, we had a good time, then don't worry about anything else. You're doing just fine. And for the love of God, if you feel like you're starting to burn out, take a day off. It's going to be all right. For some of you, this will hit home. For some of you, maybe you haven't experienced it yet, but It is a real problem, and you should be aware of it. And not a lot of streamers are really talking about it. And if you guys ever are getting really down and dark, talk to some other streamers because they'll tell you the same thing. We're all in this together. We're all trying to grow together. Be cool, have fun, and you guys will do much better out there. Look, like I said, I hope these videos helped you guys out. If you guys want to see more, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, you can keep up with my weekly content. I post weekly on here. And if you guys really want to take the extra step, my live link is in the description below for Twitch and Facebook. So come check it out. I stream on Facebook more often than Twitch. So come on to Facebook, give me some shit. We'll have a good time. All right, take care, guys.